Why is it so hard to focus, even when we know what's important? In this video, we'll uncover how distraction has shaped human behavior from ancient times to the digital age, and more importantly, how you can reclaim your mind in a world designed to hijack it. And by the end, you'll realize the biggest threat to your focus isn't your phone, your habits, or even your environment. It's the lies you keep telling yourself. The history of distraction. The world has always been overflowing with distractions. From the earliest civilizations to the digital present, humans have continuously created and encountered new sources of mental interference. Today, we're more attached than ever to our mobile phones, those tiny machines in our pockets constantly pulling our attention away. But this isn't something new. History shows that every generation has battled its own brand of distraction. Decades ago, people panicked about the damaging effects of television, warning it would melt our brains. Before that, society blamed arcade games, telephones, pinball machines, comic books, and even radio for corrupting attention spans in young minds. Go even further back, and you'll find Socrates, one of history's great philosophers, warning that the written word itself would weaken memory and foster forgetfulness in the learner's soul. Those older distractions may seem laughably harmless today, but the pattern is clear. Humans have always invented new ways to pull their focus away from what matters. Distractions are a part of life, not a glitch, but a consistent feature. What sets today apart is the intensity and availability of those distractions. Technology has evolved to deliver massive amounts of information at lightning speed, wrapped in sleek interfaces, and tailored by algorithms to steal our attention. Our access is instant, our usage constant, and our ability to disconnect is fading fast. If you want to get distracted today, it takes zero effort. Just unlock your phone, tap a screen, scroll endlessly. Distraction is the new default mode. The psychology of distraction. There are three core psychological tendencies that explain why we fall into distraction so easily. 1. Present bias. One of the strongest mental traps we face is the preference for immediate rewards over delayed ones. This is what psychologists call hyperbolic discounting. It means we put more value on the present moment than the future, and we do this even when the future reward is clearly bigger or better. Let's consider a more relatable example. Imagine you're offered a free streaming subscription for 1 month starting today, or the same subscription extended to 2 full months if you wait a week. Most people would grab the 1-month deal right away, but if offered a 1-month subscription a year from now, or 2 months starting a year, and 1 week from now, most would say, why not wait an extra week for double the benefit? But here's the catch. The delay is the same in both cases, 1 week. Yet the proximity to the present moment changes how we value the reward. We overvalue what we can get right now and undervalue what we have to wait for. That's present bias in action. The tendency to switch focus when the current task feels less rewarding than a new one. This is known as marginal value thinking. A more familiar example of this concept can be seen in how we switch between streaming shows. Think about binge watching a series. When the current episode starts to drag or lose excitement, many people exit and start a completely different show. It's not that the current show has nothing left to offer, but that our brains sense a potentially better experience elsewhere. We're wired to chase the more rewarding option the moment our current one begins to feel dull. This pattern plays out constantly in our digital lives, not because what we're consuming is finished, but because we believe something better is just 1 click away. How humans treat information the way animals treat food. When an email thread loses excitement, we check our social media feed. When a YouTube video drags for 5 seconds, we click to another. When the reward rate of one information stream drops, we leap to the next. It's no surprise then that we find it so difficult to focus deeply. Our brains are scanning constantly for better mental payoffs. And with digital media, the options are endless and instantly available. 3. Habitual behavior. The third reason distraction sticks is because we are creatures of habit. According to psychologist Dr. Benjamin Gardner, nearly 40% of what we do each day is done out of habit, not intention. Once a behavior is learned and repeated in a specific context, our brain forms a shortcut. The result? We act without thinking. The body moves before the mind even realizes. Think about how often you brush your teeth, make your morning coffee, or scroll through your phone the moment you sit down. These actions happen with minimal thought, and while habits like brushing your teeth are beneficial, others, like reaching for your phone during work, are less so. These ingrained patterns are hard to shake because they operate beneath our conscious awareness. Habits can absolutely be a positive force. They free up valuable brain power and automate routines that support productivity, health, and well-being. Waking up at the same time each morning, going for a daily walk, journaling before bed, these can all become powerful rituals that support a balanced life. However, when our habits are tied to negative or unhelpful behaviors, they can derail our goals. For example, automatically checking notifications the moment we hear a ping pulls us out of deep work. Reaching for junk food whenever we feel stressed reinforces emotional eating. Procrastinating with social media. Every time we face a challenging task, teaches our brain to escape discomfort. Once our brains connect a certain time, place, or emotional cue to an action, whether it's helpful or not, this loop runs on autopilot, repeating itself unless we make a conscious effort to interrupt it. Understanding the role of habit in distraction is essential because it's not always about willpower. Sometimes it's about recognizing the patterns we've unknowingly created and slowly replacing them with better ones. With enough consistency, intention, and self-awareness, even the most stubborn habits can be reshaped into something healthier and more aligned with our values. I'd built a loop: time plus place plus reward equals habit. Even when we know what's best, knowledge doesn't always beat habit. The logical mind loses to the emotional and automatic mind, especially in familiar contexts. Only when my service year ended and I left that environment could I finally break the habit. The problem of self-deception. But that raises an important question. Why are we so willing to lie to ourselves? As children, we're taught not to lie to others. Don't cheat, don't steal, don't break your promises. These lessons are reinforced through school, family, religion, and society. And for the most part, we follow them, especially when other people are involved. But when it comes to the promises we make to ourselves, we break them all the time. We say we'll exercise tomorrow. We don't. We promise to focus on our goals, then binge watch 3 episodes of a show we've already seen. We say we'll spend quality time with a loved one, then scroll through our phones mid-conversation. It's a deep form of self-deception, and it's as old as human thinking itself. This mental tug-of-war can happen in every area of life. We say we'll go to bed early and end up watching just one more episode until 2 a.m. We plan to save money but justify an online shopping spree. We intend to stay focused but check our phones for notifications every few minutes. A real-world example might be someone setting a strict budget with the goal of saving money, only to splurge on an expensive gadget during a flash sale. They know they shouldn't spend impulsively, but in the moment, the emotional high of the purchase overpowers their rational plan, letting short-term desires override long-term intentions. We believe we need to check that notification, that email, that breaking news alert. We convince ourselves that distractions are necessary, even urgent, but they're not. We can wake up to that truth. We can learn to recognize distractions for what they are, temptations that keep us from our deeper goals. And we can start taking small, conscious steps to reclaim our attention. I do want to take the time to say, thank you very much for watching. If you genuinely enjoyed this video, then don't be shy to hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and hit that notification bell to make sure all your notifications are turned on.